the hell was it? What the hell? Man, that's a bad brain fart right there. I had to take another bite of apple and think about this. Oh, blogs and copyright. That's it. So the things I collect are like a lot of local gospel stuff, okay? I cannot find anything about these limited run records online, nothing. If I'm lucky, very, very lucky, I can find using the label name, like Jewel or Wright, two of the big ones in Cincinnati that I find a lot of in the area. The label and the catalog number. Sometimes I can find a date if I'm really lucky, okay? So, dog's barking, who knows why. Okay, so, cut all that out because I'm using up time. So there's nobody, you can't find the songs on iTunes, you can't find them on Amazon, there's no CDs, that's it, okay? So I feel pretty comfortable taking one song, and like I said, I don't post a whole album like many music bloggers do. I just, like, here's the album, here's the best song I think from the album, sometimes more than one song, and enjoy, you know? It's like research, okay? I feel like I'm kind of preserving a piece of history to pass on, and bringing some people back to light that deserve, you know, to have their art made public again, okay? That's why I do it. And I enjoy it. And I've learned so much about gospel music. The variety of forms and the history, and a lot of it's wonderful stuff, okay? And I especially like the country, really raw, twangy stuff. But there's more to it too. There's like really old spiritual and black gospel, which is really hard to find. That's frankly very popular. I never find it. Around here it's always white boys and girls singing bluegrass and or country, because that's what this area was all about, right? But I've also found some really old 78s, like from the 20s, okay? And I figured there's no way anybody's going to be worried about this stuff, copyright. So I'm recording some, putting them online, and I sometimes go back and these I don't research, I don't try to find out anything, I just, here's an interesting song, it's a 78 I put up. But sometimes I go back and I find, like Ernestine Washington, I found one of her records, a black gospel singer from the, I should put a date on it because I don't remember, way back. She's, oh man, she's wonderful. And I found a CD collection of her work on Amazon, so I bought that. Now, is her work under copyright? Now, this is about copyright, man. If you, and I hear you people complain about YouTube, so I started looking into this because I was very worried about my blog, and blogs have been taken down because of issues. But YouTube, it's a very interesting process. YouTube has a program, software, that analyzes audio wavelengths, okay? And an audio file, the wavelengths in the file is like a human fingerprint, you know, each one's different. And it analyzes any song you put up, it knows what it is, compares it to a database, and by agreement with the copyright holder, whoever owns the copyright, something will happen. And sometimes that's something benign like an ad will pop up over your video. Other times you're going to get a strike, okay? So you're angry at YouTube, but you shouldn't be angry at YouTube. It's the whole copyright system's a total cluster. Fuck. Cut that out. In that even though there's a CD out there with a collection of work on it, like maybe Ernestine Washington's work, and I don't know for sure because I don't understand copyright law, but that may not be in copyright, but a person can collect public domain works together, create something, and then if you copy the whole thing and try to sell it, then you're violating a copyright, I think. But if you just take a track, you know, the tracks individually, you're not, because they're public domain. But do you know what's public domain and what isn't? Well, no, not necessarily. I don't think so. because some of these 2078s I have, apparently there's a copyright, there's a company that holds the copyright to some of this stuff. So that means anything that the copyright didn't lapse at some point, I think, it had to be renewed, I think, is still under copyright. But can you just go find that information easily anywhere? No, you can't do it. You can't do it. So you don't have any idea whether the music you're using is still under copyright or is in the public domain. And I don't know if you... there's something called fair use. It's part of the copyright law for material. And if you look at that, you think, well, yeah, what I'm doing could fit into fair use, which may be educational or research or that sort of thing, because I'm not making any money off of it. I do it, you know, I just do it for fun, for research, basically, you know, my own education and education of other people. But no, if you, yes, but no, if you post something and the copyright holder sees it and it has a problem, I guess, they can file some kind of paperwork against you, okay? And there's a recourse, but one, you don't know about the copyright. And if you file this paperwork and you don't know that, well, let me just back up and let's say that the people that own the copyright actually probably don't care whether you're, you know, to a great extent, whether you're using their music, but they're going to send you this paperwork and threaten you with a lawsuit. Why? Because they want to license you the song. And they figure you'll do that rather than pay an attorney to fight the thing. Because you probably will win, but it's going to cost, you know, you a lot of money, and it's cheaper just to license whatever they think that they claim that you stole from them. But you have no idea. There's no way you could figure this out. I mean, if you use your head, something's on a CD, and you can find it on Amazon. It's not a good idea, you know, to use it in a blog, right? So I wouldn't recommend that. Now, so back to YouTube and people complaining about YouTube. Well, YouTube does you a service because they give you 3 strikes, okay? And that seems to be a consistent layer over all these agreements that they have. And I think that's like based on some notion in U.S. copyright law. It's like this cushion or this umbrella. So YouTube gives you that 3 strikes, but they don't care. You're out because they don't want to have to pay lawyers to go fight for like one person. You know, they're kind of doing it for their whole community and of course their own pocketbook. They want to protect themselves and keep their dollars flowing in and keep their product healthy and vibrant. So each copyright holder has a different kind of agreement, and apparently there's one copyright holder born that does it, and they'll just give you a strike right away. Okay, but that's just, it's not YouTube's fault. It's how all of these agreements are different and nothing is consistent. And if you go look at, you try to figure out U.S. which is always changing U.S. copyright law. It's for the small regular person. There's no database where you can say, oh, I want to use this song. Can I use it? Yes, no, maybe. It's just very, but you know, you would think that all these, cut all that out, you would think that all the people, all the copyright holders out there would want to get together and form a private company that could manage a database so that people could find, you know, you as a company that holds the copyright, find out how much, if you want 99 cents for the song or whatever, I have no idea. Find a way to buy it or not use it, or just to feel safe so that you can just enjoy doing your blog. That's all I want to do. I just want to enjoy sharing a few treasures that I find and things that I think are interesting without fear of, you know, somebody making me buy a song that I wouldn't have used had I known better. Or your whole blog. Usually what happens is the whole blog just disappears. All the work you've done, because they don't care. Google, you know, who owns the most popular blog software or service, they don't have time to deal with you and your idea of, well, the 78 was scratchy. Who would want it compared to, you know, a good copy of the song? or I only posted one song off the LP, or I will take it down. You know, I note on my blog that I will take it down if there's a problem. They don't care about any of that. They're just going to get rid of you because they don't want the legal hassle. Another educational moment. Manning Mark.